informed the public on 16 that we had had a raid from the police. We had had a raid at our house by the military and police. That was a trial. In that fracas, as you all remember, my husband managed to escape. Later, they tried again and were unsuccessful. Yesterday, the group that came to raid our home was a different group. They were so many, heavily armed, drunk, and they looked the same and spoke one language. They broke into the gate, the lower gate. Our askari was in a different corner, so he saw them and he called me. Our askari saw them and called me. I had already gone to bed. I was just preparing to read like one page of my book and then sleep. The askari called me and said, "These men are many and they are coming in this time." So in the moment, I got out of the bed, switched off the bed light, then tried to walk out of the bedroom and lock it, looking for a place to hide. But then I realized that wasn't the wise thing to do. I opened the bedroom again, went in, opened the balcony room to make a video of at least some evidence of these people were coming in. I just shot a small snippet thing because already they had ladders and they were climbing to our veranda. So when I shot that, I locked the veranda door again, went in, sent the video to our son Solomon, and I asked him to let people know that we were under attack. Then I called our other son, who is also my brother-in-law, Dax, and I told him, "It's finished. These people are coming in definitely." So I walked out of the room, locked the door, and then went down the stairs. When I reached the stairs and looked in the window, there was this big group of men. Every window had like 10 men in it. And they said, "Open the door." They said it in Lunyankore. I replied in Lunyankore and said I was not going to open. So I passed the stairs, went to the general bathroom, locked the door, and called our neighbor, one of our neighbors. And I said, "We have a problem here, let everybody know." Then I came out of the room. When I came out of the room, they were already coming into the sitting room. They had finished breaking everything. There were so many, very many. They went to all directions of the house. Ceiling, rooms, kitchen, outside in the compound, on the verandas, my bedroom, kids' bedrooms, bathrooms, everywhere. They were everywhere. They were very many. In that moment, they did not allow me to follow anybody where they were. One of them told me to give them my phone. He came and sat behind me, told me, "Give me your phone." I gave it to him from this angle. He put it in front of me and said, "Give me the password," in Runyankore. And I said back, "I'm not giving you the password." He said, "You're going to give me the password." And I said, "I'm not going to give you the password." He left, went outside on the veranda, came with other 4 men. So when he came back, he went in the same position where he was. He lifted me by the trousers. I was wearing 90 trousers and a shirt. He lifted me by the trousers, lifted me up, and then the one who was standing in front of me strangled me by the neck from the front. And then he told me, "Give me the password." And I told him in his face, "I will not give you the password." The one who was behind here pulled my shirt. So now I was between 2 men. One was strangling me, and one was pulling my shirt from there. And you know how the button chokes you here? So the button was choking me. I kicked the man who was in front of me. And when I kicked him in someplace very hurtful, and he walked away, then this one pulled me and all the buttons broke. Then he stayed with the shirt in his hands. So I walked across the room naked. Now, in that room, there were so many men. Some of them just shied away and looked to the side. Some of them kept looking, and there was one sober one. And he said, in Uganda, nedda nedda, mama muddize esaati ye ayambale. It was on the floor. One of them picked it and said, wanike emikono oyambale esaati. And I said, no.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me first take a minute or two to tell you or inform you that your support is very important to us, and we really thank you for your support that you've been giving to this our channel since we opened it. And I say, dear ladies and gentlemen, we really appreciate your support to this our channel. And just a request that if you are watching us for the first time and you've not subscribed to this channel, I request you kindly subscribe to this our channel. Click the notification bell, like our videos, and comment. And to those who have already subscribed to this our channel, we say thank you very much for your great support that you've been giving us in this our channel. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Barbie Kyagulanyi has spoken about what transpired yesterday night in their home, where she has said very well that a group of military officers broke into their home, where they started by the gate, the lower gate. They broke the lower gate. They entered into the compound. The door they broke. Everything in the house, they dismantled. The doors were broken. Even the wardrobes, the electronics that were in the house, they were taken. Everything that was in that house, they ensured that they did whatever they wanted, and they brought a very big loss to that family. Even though we thank God they never killed anyone, but for what they did, I really condemn it. I believe Museveni and General MUHOOZI are about this. Whatever they are doing, they're above this. You know, it reaches a time that these our politicians try to outsmart us until now they become more useless than even a 5-year-old child can look at what they are doing and just tell you that this is rubbish. Whatever you are doing is nonsense. And that is what Museveni and MUHOOZI are trying to do in Uganda. They are trying to outsmart the people until they are now coming useless, that people just want them to go. People just feel that they should leave and go somewhere that they should even not know, they should not be aware of. This is very shameful. And according to what Bobby Wine said, let me just read it for you. A group of masked armed soldiers has just broken into our house and beat up my family members. They have currently isolated my wife, Barbie Kyagulanyi, alone. Their intentions are unclear. Now let me ask you, as they continue doing this rubbish, something is running into my brain, and I'm asking myself, according to what these soldiers are doing, according to what MUHOOZI and Museveni are doing to the Ugandan people, even these military officers or the soldiers who are breaking into Bobby Wine's homestead are beating up the family. You ask yourself, is Barbie Kyagulanyi the problem affecting Ugandans? Is Barbie Kyagulanyi the problem affecting Ugandans? And is Bobby Wine's house the problem affecting Ugandans? Why do that to the house? And why do that to Barbie Kyagulanyi? It's not good. Whatever is going on is not good. And remember, as they continue doing these things, MUHOOZI is the son of Museveni, the president, is tweeting some nonsense things that just show his incompetence in leadership. You just ask yourself, how did even this person become a general? But because the father is the president, the probability of him becoming the general was 100%. So that was a sure thing that if the father is the president, then, you know, most of these our African leaders, they do see that if there is something, they better eat it with the family, but not other people. And by the way, let me ask you a very simple thing. According to what they are doing, according to what Museveni and General MUHOOZI are doing to the Ugandan people, did they win the elections? Because, you know, you get to listen to these things and watch them, and you just ask yourself, do you need to do this if you really want the elections? If you really want the elections, do you need to do this? And if you want the elections, why do you do this to the people? And that's just a clear sign that whatever was announced, that Museveni was the leader or was the winner in that general elections that happened on 15th January, it is not coming out clear. It doesn't have any sense to the people. Yeah, it doesn't have any sense to because if you won the elections, why must you fight the people? Why must you fight down the people? You are violating human rights. Don't you see that? You are violating human rights. But you still have that courage to still come out and speak publicly on how you want to deal with people the way you want. Surely, it doesn't show any competence in leadership in you. And whatever you are doing is just, I don't know how I can term it, but it is something that a normal leader, a sober leader is not supposed to do that. You know, a sober leader cannot do that. And you listen to the Ugandans. They have cries. They have problems. Even a good subscriber of this channel told me yesterday that my brother, our children need to go back to school. But with these things going on, we can't even release our children to go back to school because you don't know if your child will be killed on the way. They can even go without your child. And those incompetent soldiers who just listen to the commands, I think there is a time that should just come and you decide, make a decision. You just sit down and make a decision that no, what is going on, and according to me, I don't see this thing very important. I'm not adding any importance to the people. Because why must I be the enemy of an ordinary citizen? Yet this is my country. Why must I kill my brothers and sisters? Why must I kill my fathers, mothers, uncles? Do I gain something from that? Do I really gain something from that? And that is why sometimes you can just sit down and start regretting that why was I born in Africa? Africa has the most incompetent leaders in the world. And I'm not lying. The most incompetent leaders in the world. Rated number 1. Rated among the top leaders in corruption, in humanity, unfairness, injustice, and everything. Everybody thinks they are rated the top. They cannot even be rated among a good leader. Just being humble to the people. Just doing the developments that the people want. Just allowing people to walk freely, talk how they want, do whatever they want freely, without any disturbance. How does that cost African leaders? Really? How does that cost African leaders? Why can't they just spend even a single minute to give Africans freedom of enjoying the life they're living in their motherlands? You didn't know to behave this with the ordinary citizen. You are making us feel less of ourselves. You see? So we just see ourselves as we're not even important in the world. Why are you making us that way? We are not gods, we are not cows, we are just human beings like you. Why can't you listen to our cries? And because leadership is not permanent, that is something that you will be there and there is a time you will not be there. And the people will judge you badly. You know, when you are in that seat, when you are in that government, you can do to people whatever you want. But when you will leave it, let me tell you, when you will leave it, it will not go well with you. It cannot go well with you. Millions of cries are on your head. The complaints, the cries, the debts, you see, the poverty that is finishing Africa. That is what they stand for. And they are very happy to see us becoming poor. No, we cannot be fooled this way. We don't need to be fooled this way. Ladies and gentlemen, just a humble request that if you are watching us and you've not subscribed to this channel, I request kindly subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, like our videos, comment and share. As we say, thank you very much for your support to our work in this channel, dear ladies and gentlemen.
It was plated like this last night. He held me by my hair and pushed me all the way up to a pole across in the sitting room. And I hit my lip. And then he told me, ring the password. I said again, there's no password for you. Then he pulled me down on the floor. And they sat on me. I felt as if 4 bodies sat on me. There was someone, I think, was overseeing everything. He told them, what's happening here? Leave her. Then they went. I sat on the floor, and in that moment, I felt thirsty. I felt nauseous. I felt dizzy. My body was confused. I asked for water. They brought me a glass of water. I asked for more water. They gave me another glass. And that was the last that I remember of that event. The next moment that I got to realize, I was on the veranda sleeping in my own vomit. And the askari and the other boy organized drove me.
So they left you in the house when you were unconscious?
They left me in my house. In my house or on the veranda. Because when I realized I was outside on the veranda, sleeping in my own vomit. So all this while, they were asking me where my husband was. Where is